Hey folks, it's Rake here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. Just to show you, I have actually gone and installed a mod. Look at that. One that has been recommended to me by quite a lot of people. It is the no collision camera. So we've now got that one beautifully installed and it all seems to be working. We're going to carry on with a little bit of mowing. Just hopefully finish up just this last little piece here in this field. Then we're going to pop down over to the other field. This is still open meadow here at the moment. So we're going to want to plough this. Once we've done this cut, then I'm planning to plough this one up and turn it into normal field. Now we have found a very strange thing in that grass that has been driven on is not cutting. It's not... Oh, well, it says that, but has that now been corrected? It wasn't being driven on. It wasn't being cut. It was refusing to cut after it had been driven on and so sort of gone down a notch. It wasn't actually allowing us to cut it for some strange reason. But I have now updated the game. I've got update 1.13 on here now. So I'm hoping that will have made... Oh, no. No, there. See, there's a patch there that's still a little bit squat. And it's done the same again. So, for whatever reason, at the moment, you cannot cut grass that is not fully grown. And that, I'm really hoping, is a bug and is not intentional. It is not intended in any way, shape, or form. Because if it is intended, I'm going to be bitterly disappointed. That should not be happening. We should be able to cut short grass as well as long grass. So I'm just hoping that it is, in fact, a little bit of a bug at the moment, and that will be patched through at some point soon. So we'll just bring this back round here like this, and then we can go whizzing off up through this side. There's not very much that is squashed down at the moment, but we do have the odd little patch there right in the middle, where we were driving around and doing a few other bits and pieces, that the grass is not quite fully grown. It's very weird seeing it do that. It's very strange. But there, like where we just drove just then, that's definitely not been like that for a while. That's definitely only just happened. So, yeah, that I really hope that that is a bug and that isn't something else. Now, somebody did say in the comment section something about switching weeds off for a few days and then back on again, because there's some issue with weeds and contracts and stuff. I'm not actually sure what this issue is that was being referred to, so if anybody knows what might have been talked about there, please let me know. That would be absolutely brilliant. I'm not quite certain what the deal is with that. Now, you may be wondering why I haven't immediately announced the winner to the competition from last week. I said that I would do it in today's video. We're going to announce the winner for the competition for the trial. There's a 2-week trial for... I've got 2 codes for 2-week trials for multiplayer servers. Now, just a bit of sort of clarity for this. You can play multiplayer at any point on Farming Simulator 19, as far as I know. There is no problem with playing multiplayer. One person needs to host the game, and then other people can come along and can join this multiplayer game that you're hosting. However, if you want an online permanent server so that people from all over the place, maybe different places around the world, so on and so forth, they can come online and they can access this at any point without one person having to host it, then you do need a persistent online server. And that's what this competition is for, is to do a trial for one of these online persistent servers. You can try it out, see if you like it, see if it's the sort of thing that you're after or not. And yeah. But I haven't actually, I'm not announcing it because I'm recording this episode on Monday, and obviously it's Tuesday for you. I will draw the winner on tomorrow morning, on Tuesday morning, and then I will post in the description to this video the name of the winner And I will also post the name of the winner in the description to the video where I announced the competition in the first place. So it will all be there. It's just that I'm not actually talking about it right now, so that the competition can stay open for another day and people have got just that one last chance to be able to do something. By the time this video goes live, it will have all been done, it will have been drawn, and there will be a name, there'll be two names, sorry, in the description down below announcing winners to this competition. So best of luck to you all. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but I will announce the winners also on the video, like I said, the one that I did the actual competition on. And I will try to reply to the winners with a comment on that original video, as long as I remember to do it. But if I'm not able to, I'm hoping that you're watching this video, because I've got no way of contacting you. YouTube have removed their messaging service, which means that there is now no way to contact someone who has a YouTube channel unless they've specifically included contact details. There's no way for you to get hold of someone with a YouTube channel unless, like I said, and unless they actually actively provide an email address or something like that. You can't contact them. There's just no way to do it. So I've got no way of getting hold of anybody and telling them they've won, sending them an email. You've got to contact me. There's an email address also in the description down below that you can use, or you can just go to the About section on the channel and you'll find my email address on there. So the winners, please contact me, and then we will see about getting you your codes for your prize. You will have to go through a verification process. It doesn't take very long. I just, obviously, just in case that someone sends me an email saying, I'm this person who won, and then they turn out not to be this person who won. It has happened, and my verification process will soon weed them out. Now, like I said, I'm really, really hoping that it's a bug that is stopping us from mowing the slightly shorter grass, because if this is permanent intended gameplay, I'm going to be bitterly disappointed with that. I've seen some pictures coming through for seasons. I've seen a few pictures for seasons, and it's starting to look very good. It is starting to look very, very interesting. I don't know when seasons is going to be ready. They will take their time with it, and they will get it right. So don't expect anything, I would say, before at least February or March next year would be my guess. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get something a little bit before then, but I'm thinking probably March next year before we actually get anything. I can't see us getting anything before then. And yeah, well, see, I don't know. I don't know how much they're having to rewrite from the ground up and how much is existing code that they're just able to go and use. I've got no idea about modding. I've had somebody approach me and say that they would very much like to make my mod that I was talking about, where I can put everybody who is a named Frithgardian into the game. I think I may have mentioned this in yesterday's episode. I don't remember, because it was several days ago that I recorded yesterday's episode. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was yesterday for me that I recorded it. Still, there's a lot has happened. It's been like 24 hours since then, and lots can happen in 24 hours. So, but yeah, someone has taken up the mantle of making the mod, and hopefully we will be able to get some sort of billboard type thing. I'm not exactly sure. That they're going to come up with something and then get back to me, and we'll see what it's like. And the idea is I will be able to add the names to it and then easily transfer it from one map to the other. So I don't know how it's going to work, but that's the plan. Now, what we want to do here is we want to switch that one off, and then we want to switch that one off, and we want to fold them both up. Now, these are... Have I bought these or not? I'm not actually sure if I've bought these mowers or not. Are they leased or are they boughted? Leased items. Let's go and have a look in here. We have bought these. Okay, well, as as we own these mowers, we will take these mowers and we will put them away. Really, I'd like to put mowers in a shed. You know, it's an expensive bit of kit, a mower, and it's got a lot of expensive-ish moving parts. It'd be good if we could put this one in a shed, I think. We will try. We will see if we can put the mowers in a shed. We got this great big long one here. So we'll be a little bit careful putting that one in there. There we go. That one will fit in there, like that. Oh, hang on. We can go back quite a bit further there. And... wait, no. Stop! 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 Why are you making me unfold? This one doesn't need to unfold to drop down onto the ground. Nope, it's not doing it. It's not having it. I'm just going to unhitch it like that. Very unelegant. I'm hoping that's also a bug, because that one shouldn't need to unfold to be able to be lowered down. So I'm hoping that is another little bug that will be dealt with at some point. We'll put this mower here directly in front of it, if we can. And then there should be enough room. Yeah, that one does. That one works perfectly. Excellent. And there should be just enough room there to be able to get the sprayer out if we want it. But we don't want the sprayer right now. Nope, we're going to do some raking. Raking is our next task, and we don't want to use this one either. So we're going to come off of here. We're just going to go and say hello to Cerberus. Hello, Cerberus. How are you doing, little puppy? I can't remember the controls. We want to go feed, like that, and then... where is he? There he is. Come. Previous... oh, pet is R, isn't it? We'll let him eat some food. There we go. Right. So then you can do... oh. Yeah, like that. It's because I'm too close to his bowl that he's doing that. Now, is he following me? Come with me, boy. Come on. Let's go. You can come with me this time. Is he coming with me? He is. Ideal. Right. Cerberus is joining us on a little adventure, except that he doesn't climb into the back of the Mahindra. He just automatically goes home. Goes straight back to his pen. Oh, he's over there at the moment. He doesn't follow us. We want to take this one up to the shop, and I want to see if we can use this one for doing the raking. It'd be really, really awesome if we are allowed to do the raking with this one, because then that means that, you know, I've seen loads of videos of vehicles like this using those rakes. I just think it would be very, very cool if we can do it. We're also going to see if we can drift our way up to the top. This is going to be a bit more difficult. One around here. It's these two corners up here. These are the ones that I come to grief with. So we go round that first one. And round there. And oh, steady, steady. No. No, didn't do it. I didn't drift successfully. I messed up the corner. Messed up the turn. Still, I managed to, you know, do a little bit of something there. Reasonably, you know, cool, wasn't it? Okay, maybe not. Let's come in round here and... right, well, that didn't do any sliding or anything that was cool. That just kind of slowed down. Again, disappointing. I'm not very good at this. So let's leave the whole racing, drifting type thing, because it's obviously not my strong point. Now, I did say that we were going to get the rake, but I also said that I wanted to do some tedding because we're going to want some hay for the sheep, as well as just silage. So we're going to... let's buy this one a minute. Yes. Okay. And the first thing I want to do is I want to see if this one is able to be switched between raking and tedding, or if this particular version is only available for raking. So we will back this bad boy up here. Please tell me that we can hitch this one on. No! Oh, you're kidding me. That would have been so cool if we could have put that on there. Okay, I'm very disappointed. We cannot put that one on there, so we've either got to go buy a pickup in order to do it, or we're just going to have to settle for a tractor. I think it'd be best if we settled for a tractor, so we'll head back with the Mahindra a minute, and we'll go and get a tractor, and we'll run that one. We'll get the Fendt, because that's the fastest one on the road. And, oh, I kind of did it. I mean, yeah, I took out a road sign and some bins. But, yeah, that's the fastest one on the road, so we'll be able to get the rake back to the yard pretty quick then. Gonna jump. I'm gonna jump. And... okay, roll bar test. I love the way it always lands on its feet. It seems like a cat. It really is. It's absolutely brilliant. Okay, we're going to park you up there. And we'll go and get the Fendt a minute. Do our little swerving in seat again. I love this bit. The way he leans from side to side in a seat. It's absolutely wonderful. Right, I'll bring that one back there. So the no camera collision mod that I'm using, I've got that from a new website that has not long ago been built. That the guy that's running it kind of wants a website along the ideas of it was fs17.co, which I got quite a few, but I haven't been able to access that website for ages. It keeps telling me there's too much traffic or something, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But basically what he's trying to run the website the same as that one, or similar to that one, in that there shouldn't be any dodgy links in there. You should just be able to go along and... right, I'm looking at this. I'm not seeing any option for tedding with this one. I'm only seeing... you don't have access to this land. I'm only seeing raking with this one. Doesn't seem to be an option for tedding. Tedding, what would happen is that the wheels would be turned at different angles, and then it would ted, but it doesn't seem to have that. So why is that kicking out at the beginning? I guess it does turn it as well. Lift windrower, fold. It'll fold it anyway. But yeah, so that's the website that I've put a link to, and it does seem pretty clean at the moment. Obviously, if people start to have problems with that one, as I've said before, I really, really don't like websites that send you off to the likes of uploaded.net and so on, because those upload sites, or the download sites, they are notorious for putting unusual links in there, putting links, there's run adverts on there that make the advert links look like the legitimate links that you're supposed to be going for, fooling people into installing all sorts of stuff. I've had pop-ups galore coming up from those sorts of websites, and yes, I could use like a blocker to stop that, but the reason I don't is because I want to make sure the links I'm providing are suitable for somebody who's not particularly computer savvy. You can sort of puzzle your way through downloading a mod, but you don't have to have a degree in computer science, computer literature, whatever you want to call it, in order to be able to install mods. And I really don't like that, some of these websites, they make it so difficult by allowing all of these adverts on, which is why I don't like them. I really, really don't like them at all, because it's running the risk of people who are following a link off of my page, and then, they may end up installing something really dodgy on their computer purely by accident. And I don't want that. I absolutely don't. So that is why I don't like to link to those sites at all, and I try to avoid it if possible. So this website that I've looked at seems to be okay at the moment. It's a brand new site. The guy that's created the website actually contacted me and asked me if I'd be able to take a look at it, and if I liked it, would I be able to start using links. So I've gone and had, so far, I haven't seen anything unusual. I haven't seen anything bad. I've gone through and sort of followed a few of the links. I haven't had a chance to really look at it very much at the moment, so I still don't really know, but what I've seen so far, it does actually seem to be what the guy was saying. It's providing good, clean links, and there doesn't seem to be anything dodgy. There is advertising on the site, but I didn't see anything that was sort of I wasn't getting pop-ups coming up when I shouldn't have been, and so on and so forth. So let me know if anybody does use it, and if you do encounter any problems, obviously I will get back to the guy that's made this website and say, well, look, this isn't quite what you said it was going to be. What's going on? Is this intentional, or is this something that's happened without your explicit say-so? So let me know. I'm very curious to see how this one progresses, because I'm always on the lookout for websites that don't try to install loads and loads of rubbish just because they want advertising revenue. So I'm really looking forward to that. As for this particular little mod here, this seems pretty good. Not mod, it's in the base game. It does actually seem pretty good. It's rowing everything up exactly as it should. We've got... I mean, we'll go on round and we'll do a second round. I mean, ideally, actually, you don't really... No, we don't want to do a second round. We want to lift that one up. So now what we do is we go and we do the land work on the field. And I'm going to use hired help, because we've got nice long runs up through here. I want to use the hired help on this bit just to see how the hired help copes with it. Whether it's going to go out to the very end. It shouldn't go out to the end, actually, because that goes off the end of the field. But we'll bring it to this point here. There should be one little bit up the top end that's not going to quite work. Hired help does work. It does do it. We get our dead straight lines going up across. This is actually one thing I like about the standard hired help, is the dead straight lines. I know that some people don't like this idea. I don't mind it at all, actually. The dead straight lines that they do, it can make your life a lot easier. When you're trying to figure out different things and you're trying to, like, plan your farm and what you're doing in your fields and so on, it can make your life a lot easier. Now, what's it doing? Oh, he's turning slightly, going the right... He is going the right way. And did you notice that? He stopped, because the end of the field was up here. He stopped before the row there. It's sort of done it intelligently in the middle of the row. Did it again right there. Okay, I'm very impressed with that. Because that's something that was always a bit of a nuisance with this. But that's actually really impressive, the way it's done that. And this is looking very cool as well. I like this. I like these wheels going along. They look good. This is a good look. You know exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to line up so that we get a good screenshot. I'm thinking something like that. Thinking something like that. You know, we got the wheels in there. The tractor we won't have quite so important. The wheels down there. I'm thinking that could be a good look. So let's bring this one on round and let's see what it does. So obviously it shouldn't go and do the bit that's out the end of the field, because that's not actually part of the field. That being said, it just did it there. But it's got to line up with a bit on the inside, I suppose. Now, when we go to plough up our field, we've still got 2 trees over there that we're going to want to remove. Possibly a third tree up. I'm not too worried about the one up on the hill, but there are 2 trees there that we're going to want to filter out, get rid of. And then I think the rest of it is probably all right. Maybe some of those small trees up there. There's some very, very small ones up there. We might try and do something with those as well. I don't know about that. We'll worry about that later on. So, hang on a minute. I specifically said I wanted to do some haymaking, didn't I? Because we want some bales of hay for the sheep. And we're going to want some hay for the horses as well. Now, we've bought a little bit of hay. I don't want to do all of this as silage, because I don't want to buy... I don't really want to be selling all the silage and doing it like that. I know that we're going to need some silage for the cows later on. But we could always do another cut. We can leave this field here as a grass field. And then the other field over that side, that we could then change back into something different. Now I'm torn. I've actually given the cows a bit of thought, and I've looked at various different people's comments, and I'm going to leave getting the cows for a little while now. We'll wait a bit before we do that. So we don't need to worry too much about keeping silage back, but we are going to want to keep hay back. So we'll finish raking this field, and then the other field, we will ted that one first. So we're going to need to go and get a tedder while this field stays as silage. And then once we've gotten a tedder back, we can then do that field over there as hay. Get a few bales of hay for that one. And then this one here will be the silage field. Are we going to get one more run? That's the big question now. Are we going to get one more run before we finish up? See, it's finishing up there. It's actually recognizing that it is a windrow. It's gone on the windrows a little bit in places, but it's still recognizing it as a windrow and adjusting accordingly with the rake. Well, for the most part. It's sort of doing that. Sort of. It's doing it good enough that I'm sort of... I am happy with that performance. We will stick with the round bales. We got the round baler. We'll stick with round bales on this because I don't really want to go buying a brand new baler just yet. That's going to be just a teensy little bit too expensive for us. Last thing I want to do is go and spend 100 grand on a new bale. Actually, is it 100? I'm pretty sure it is 100, you know. Look into baling tech. Yeah, it's $105,000. I don't actually have $105,000 available right now, and we've already taken out quite a big loan, so I don't want to do that either. We do not have much of a turning circle on this rake. Doesn't turn at all. You look there. See, it's already sort of flicking it sideways, so the turning circle is disappointing. We'll come back to that. The rest of it I'm actually quite pleased with, is just the turning circle. So that's the only complaint that I would have with this one, is the turning circle is low. But other than that, it does seem to work very, very nicely. We'll just work up and down here and do these last couple of little bits, and then... yeah, park up. I will do one more round around the outside, just to tidy up those edges, because quite frankly, that looks a real mess. I'm going to do it like this now. See, look at this. Look. Look, I'm flicking it out sideways now. It should be able to turn tighter than that. That's poor, I think. I don't like that. I'm sure it should be able to... maybe it won't. Maybe it can. Like I have said before, I've never actually used one of these. Never, ever, ever. I've used one old one that's got 4 wheels that goes on a 3-point linkage and just pushes everything one way. You twist the wheels one way to do the tedding, and it goes between the wheels. You twist the wheels another way, and then it rolls it along exactly the same as this, and then leaves it in a bit of a windrow. But the one that I've used has got 4 wheels on it. That's it. It's a really old-fashioned one. Not one of these new ones. And... yeah, there's not a lot else that can be said about it. It's just an old rake. That's it. So we lift that one up there, and we'll back you up. I'm going to put you right back over into this corner over here, and sort of gather up. Well, I suppose I don't need to, because that'll go in the outside round, won't it? So we can go to about here. Gather some of that up. There we go. And then we've just got those little bits around that. Once we get rid of those 2 trees, it's going to make life a lot easier for us. We've also got weeds everywhere here. Again, those will be gone once we've done our little bit of ploughing, so we're not going to have to worry about them either. Bring this up, and a little bit more. There we go. Right, now, if I can back that up round, up there, like that. Is it going to... I want to try and do at least some of this without turning it too sharply, so that I'm damaging the machine. We don't want to damage a machine. So we'll make the assumption that the machine is accurately modelled, and it doesn't have much of a turning circle. I mean, I get that does actually make sense, that it wouldn't have too much... well, sort of. Because, you know, you're still going to want a turning circle for turning on the headlands, even if you don't want to be turning sharp whilst it's down on the ground. I can understand you not wanting to turn sharp while it's down on the ground, because, you know, you turn sharp, it's not going to rake, is it? You're not going to be gathering up the grass in the directions that you want it to go, and then that's going to cause problems. Wait a minute. I turned just there. Did that... it looked for a minute like it lifted up the 3-point linkage slightly on the back of the tractor, which would be a very realistic thing for it to do. It's kind of like almost like it jackknifed it a little bit and it raised that linkage up, which would be a very realistic thing. It genuinely looked like it forced up the links on the back of the tractor there. And I was just thinking, if they've actually modelled that in, that would be very awesome. But I don't think it did. I think that was just me imaginating things. So we'll come down here and line up with this piece just here like that. Onto there. Lower you down like that, and we'll go up here. So yeah, we're going to have... it's going to be a bit rough coming up through here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of sidle off into that end piece. There, like that. And then we're just going to follow that one round for a minute. Go up this way. And then split away from that. Once we get round there like that, we'll then split away from that and hopefully sort of take it through here. Oops. I didn't turn sharp enough there. My bad. And then we'll go up along here, and this should give us a nice, clean, tidy run for just the last little bit. This is what I'm hoping. And then we can go down here underneath this tree. There's another thing I'm going to miss. As soon as we start that tedding, I will soon see the bit that I'm going to miss. And that is, you know the Krone rake that I used, not the rake, the Krone tedder that I used almost exclusively as we sort of finished up in FS17. I didn't really use any others because that one had an adjustable angle on it as you started up. And that made it just perfect. It was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful machine as far as I was concerned, because you could angle in from the edge of the field and flick the first round of hay straight in off the edge of the field. And we don't have that one anymore. We've now just got regular ones, and yeah, I genuinely feel upset that we no longer have our really, really awesome tedder. We've only got like the bog standard ones, and I haven't really looked at the ones that we have got. The Vicon's probably the one that we're going to want. Well, actually, on there's only £5,000 difference between those two. This one here is huge, 13 meters. We don't need that. 8.7 and 6. I think it's actually worth going for the slightly bigger one, so that then we've future-proofed a little bit as well, because we are planning on doing some expansion to the farm. We're planning on doing quite a bit of expansion to the farm over time, so we'll go and get that rake. Turner. We'll bring that one back here, and then we can turn that little field at the top, and then we'll be able to start our rake, the last little bit of raking. And bye. That's the bad boy that we want. Back. Come out of there. I said, wait a minute. I said buy, didn't I? Why aren't you buying? Buy. Ah, there we go. I forgot that bit. Okay, you can now fetch your purchase. So we've only got 10 grand left. We're running out of money. Have we got everything else that we need? Hang on a minute. Have we got everything else that we need? We'll have a look in the garage. We've got... Well, we got that one. This is leased items. You can't change over the leased items. So we've got our tractors. We've got our Mahindra. Plough, we got the cultivator, we got the planter, the fertilizer spreader. We've got these two now, plus the mowers and the baler. Stump grinder, water tank, all of these bits here. Bale spike that goes with that one. I know that now. And then we got placeables. Ooh. Right, so we haven't actually got the other thing that I want, which is that one. We must have leased that. Yeah, 39,000. We must have leased that one previously. We're also going to want the Ursus wrapper right here. We can change the foil colours. They have multiple colour options. We'll worry about that in a future episode. Probably actually tomorrow's episode. Maybe not tomorrow's episode, because we've got to do the baling first. Oh yes, of course, we did have that the bale collector, but we only leased it, didn't we? And then we returned it after we did this, because I picked up all the straw with it. We did the baling, and then we picked up all the straw, and we returned it. Sold the straw, and then we returned the bale collector. We didn't want to keep it. That was my undoing. I should have kept it. By the way, I've had one of these going along the road, and didn't have the 3-point linkage properly tightened. Probably entirely my fault. So it was swinging ever so slightly on the 3-point linkage. And I went round a corner, right? And I went round a corner like this. And a car was coming the other way. And he was going fast. It was a 30 zone. And he was definitely going faster than 30 miles an hour. So the corner was kind of like this. And I had to keep in. And obviously as I go round the corner, it sticks out behind me by quite a bit. This car was coming fast, the road was fairly narrow. So I was young and inexperienced, and instead of just staying on the road, I nudged in slightly, and my back wheel just touched the pavement. That caused the tractor to lurch a little bit, just like that, which caused this one to swing out, and of course then I didn't have the stabilizers set properly. I hadn't tightened the stabilizers on the back on 3-point linkage, because for those of you who don't know farming, I'll just show you here very quickly. I can't show you. Hang on. Right. Lower you down there a minute, and let me just jump you forward. Drump is a word, by the way. Right. Those bits there, those are the stabilizers, and you can tighten those up so that they don't have lateral swing on them. And if you've got them loose, they will just sort of hang down so that you can then move these out side to side. You do want them a little bit loose for when you're picking up machinery, but ideally what you do when you've picked up said piece of machinery, you tighten them a bit so there's not very much play on these, and it all holds, everything is held in position. You don't have a lot of wild swing on it. Some tractors these days will actually do that automatically. It's on a button inside the cab, and it will tighten up the tension arms so that you don't have any lateral swing. Well, it wasn't. I had lateral swing, okay? So it was swinging side to side because these, I hadn't tightened them properly. It was my mistake. I was young and inexperienced, as I say. But anyway, this very, very expensive car went whizzing around the corner just as I tried to miss it and then touched the wheel on the curb and sort of did that, which caused the tedder to swing out sideways just exactly as the car went past, and it connected with his mirror. And it smashed his mirror off. This was a very expensive looking car, by the way. Smashed his mirror off, and the mirror went skittering off up across the road. Seen it go. The car slammed his brakes on for just a moment, didn't even actually completely stop before it then took off again. And it didn't stop at all. Then I never heard any more about it. It just left the mirror in the road. And that was the end of it. So, no idea. I've absolutely no idea what happened there. Whether the car was stolen and he was trying to get away, or he was on his way to an important meeting and he couldn't be bothered to deal with a broken wing mirror. But there was no other damage to the car. It just caught the wing mirror. But yeah, so I smashed the wing mirror off a very, very expensive looking car, and nothing ever happened. So I've no idea what whether anything would have happened from that. I've no idea. I'm guessing it could possibly have been done as a knock for knock, considering where and how it took place. Technically, my tedder did swing out across the road, which I suppose would have put me at fault, but when I spoke to my boss about it, he said, well, yeah, but nobody else knows that those things aren't supposed to swing round, so that it probably would have just been classed as knock for knock. Unless the NFU was dealing with both cases, it probably would never have been known. So it would have just been a knock for knock, which is probably why he just drove off in the first place, because he can be bothered to deal with it, and he can just replace it. Damage on our machine? A little tiny chip of paint was taken out of one little bit and had been replaced with a bit of silver paint from this expensive car. And my boss said to me, try not to do it again, but we've probably increased the value of that particular piece of machinery by adding that piece of valuable silver paint, because it probably costs more for that little bit that would cover a wing mirror than to spray paint the entire machine that we were using. So yeah, that was it. That was all that happened. I smashed the wing mirror off of a very expensive car without anything ever happening. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. We've used these before, and they do follow the I've used them, and it's followed the contours of the ground. This is running dead straight, and it's not actually following the contours of the ground and turning the hay properly. It's not doing it right at all here. So I'm not liking that. I don't know if that's just this particular tedder or if that's all of them. I know the long one, the really long one in FS17, would follow the contours of the ground, but I don't think I ever actually used this Krone one. And I'm pretty sure this is the one that was brought in with the Krone DLC. Whether or not this one is more rigid than the others, I'm not quite sure. So if anybody does know, please let me know. But right now, I'm not liking the way this one is quite... Because look at that. Right, that's not allowing me to TED anything at all. And I'm not missing very much, am I? Right, I'm coming down here, look. And there is not much ground sort of underneath this one, and yet it is still lifting it up. Right there, look. There, almost the entire thing is off the... It should just be following the contours down, but this is not allowing it to even register that we're touching that grass. And that I'm not very fond of. I'm not liking that. We can do it. We have to do it at multiple... You know, do a few multiple passes, but... Is it just this one, or are the other ones like that as well? We'll have to go and have a look at some of the others at some point, I think. Anyway, we just about run out of time for today's episode, so let's not worry about it now. We will do the raking on this field in our next episode, and then we will get started on the baling. We've got silage over there, and we've got hay over this side. So we will bale up the hay first, then we'll move over and we'll start on the silage. So we can get it all. It is possible to get it all. We've just got to do a few passes here and there to be able to make sure that we do. We can bring it back down and we can go on to this piece over here. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar, and I'm just thinking, I know that this is really going to bug quite a lot of people if I don't actually let you see just the last little bit. It's this OCD thing. I know, I've been told off for this so many times, so I will just let you see this. There we go. We'll go around, we get that last little bit. You can actually see me finish the field, and then we will go. Go on, last little bit, over there. Don't forget, competition winners, check in the description down below for your names. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.